During labor and childbirth, was there anything that took you completely by surprise? I'd been in labor for 18 hours straight. No food, no water, just pain. Every time I tried to eat something, I'd throw it up within minutes. By hour 16, I was running on pure survival mode. When my daughter finally came out after what felt like an eternity of pushing, the pain stopped. I laid there on the table, completely drained, just staring at the ceiling. I could hear her crying in the background, which the nurses said was a good sign, so I closed my eyes and tried to catch my breath. That's when I noticed the whispering. I opened my eyes and saw 3 nurses huddled around my baby. One of them had a syringe in her hand. "Is everything okay?" I asked, my heart starting to race. "She's fine," one nurse said quickly, not looking at me. "Just feeding her." "Why are you whispering?" I asked. The nurses exchanged glances. Finally, the one closest to my daughter said, "Your baby is extremely hungry." I watched as my daughter sucked down the entire syringe of formula in under a minute. The moment it was empty, she started screaming again. Not crying, screaming. "How much has she had?" I asked. "This is her 4th one," the nurse said, looking genuinely concerned. "She finished the first 3 in 10 minutes. I started laughing. I couldn't help it. After 18 hours of labor with no food, of course my daughter came out starving. She was probably just as hungry as I was, but the nurses weren't laughing. "Ma'am, we've never seen a newborn this hungry," the head nurse said. "She's had more formula in 20 minutes than most babies eat in their first 6 hours. They gave her another syringe. She drained it in 30 seconds and immediately started screaming for more." That's when the pediatrician came in. She looked at my chart, then at my daughter, then back at me. "Hospital policy limits formula for newborns to encourage breastfeeding," she said carefully. "But your daughter is screaming every time we stop feeding her." "How much has she had total?" I asked. 6 syringes. That's nearly 2 ounces. For a newborn who's 30 minutes old. I looked at my tiny daughter, red-faced and furious, fists clenched, and I started laughing again. "She gets that from her dad," I said. "He's the exact same way. Can't function without food." The pediatrician frowned. "This isn't normal behavior for a—" The door opened. My husband walked in holding a McDonald's bag and a large Coke. He'd been gone for the past hour getting food because he said he was starving. The moment he walked in, my daughter stopped crying mid-scream. She turned her head toward the smell of the food. Every single person in that room went silent. "Did she just—" one of the nurses whispered. "Smell the McDonald's?" I finished. "Yep, that's my husband's daughter." My husband looked confused. "Why is everyone staring at me?" "Your daughter has consumed more food in 30 minutes than most newborns eat in half a day," the pediatrician said flatly. "And she just stopped crying because she smelled your French fries." My husband walked over to look at her. She was staring directly at the McDonald's bag. "Hey, that's my girl," he said proudly, as if being food-obsessed at 30 minutes old was an accomplishment. The pediatrician sighed. "Forget the policy. Get this baby more formula." They brought syringe number 7. My daughter smiled for the first time in her life while drinking it, an actual smile. At 45 minutes old. "I've been doing this for 15 years, the head nurse said, shaking her head. "I've never seen anything like this." My husband grinned. "She's perfect." Before we left the hospital 2 days later, the nurses had nicknamed her the Hungry Caterpillar. Like she'd broken some kind of unofficial hospital record for formula consumption in the first 48 hours. She's 5 now, still exactly like her dad. She can go all day without sleep, without TV, without playing with her toys, but food. She loses her mind if dinner is 10 minutes late. Last week, she woke up at 2 a.m. crying. I ran to her room thinking something was wrong. "What's the matter, baby?" "I'm hungry," she said, completely serious. "I had a dream about pizza, and now I can't stop thinking about it." My husband, half asleep, stumbled into her room with a bag of chips. "I got you," he said. They sat on her bed at 2 a.m. eating chips together like it was the most normal thing in the world. I should have known the moment she came out screaming for that 7th syringe.